A woman notices that her boyfriend was kissing another woman. He gets scared, and then the boyfriend asks what she was doing there. The other woman then asks who that was. He doesn't know what to say, but the woman says that she was his cousin. The other woman then says that her boyfriend hadn't mentioned that he had a cousin. The woman says that he was that kind of person and that he hadn't even told her that he had a girlfriend. The other woman then says that they had been together for a long time, and that her boyfriend should have told his cousin. She then asks how long they've been together, and there's another woman who says it's been about 2 years. The man then says that he hadn't told his cousin as they don't see each other often. The woman then asks the other woman if the man had already taken her to the restaurant near his house. She says yes, as that was their favorite restaurant. She then asks how the woman knew that, but she says she only guessed. She then asks if the other woman got her bracelet from the man, and the other woman says yes, as he was the love of her life. The woman said that she had received her ring from her husband, but that she no longer knew what to call it. She says she was splitting up with him, and then the other woman said that divorce was always a very sad thing to go through. The man then says that he didn't know what to say to the woman, but she says that he didn't need to say anything. The woman then says that she needed to leave, but that she really enjoyed meeting the other woman. She then says that she had really enjoyed meeting the woman and that they should meet more often, as she was the first familiar she met of the man. The man then agrees with that, and the woman says that it would be a pleasure to go out with him, but that she needed to leave. The other woman then says that she had really enjoyed meeting the man's cousin, as she seemed like a nice person. The man agrees and says that she was amazing, but that they needed to leave. Sometime later, the woman was at her house when she decided to set the man's clothes on fire. She then changes her mind and decides to do something else. Later, the man arrives at his house and tells the woman that they needed to talk. She then agrees and says that they really needed to talk. She asks if the man was crazy enough to think she would never find out he was doing it. The man then says that he needed to talk to the woman, as he thought his marriage had ended a long time ago. She said the man was a horrible person and he should have told her earlier that he wanted to be with someone else, as she had to tell his girlfriend that she was his cousin. She then says that it was settled that they were going to get a divorce, as she didn't want to be around him anymore. The man then says that they really needed to get a divorce, because he didn't want to be with someone who made him feel so bad. He says that the woman made him feel like a bad person, but that there was another woman who made him feel really good. She then says that she knew what they were supposed to do and tells the man to leave her house. He then says that he wins leaving there to live with the woman who truly loves him, because the woman had never really loved him. The woman then cries for everything that had happened there. Sometime later, the man arrives at the other woman's house and says that he had bought some things for them to cook together. She says the man knew she didn't like to cook and that if he was hungry he could cook it himself. The man then says that he had been working all day and that all he wanted was something to eat, but the other woman says that she had just taken care of her hair and that she wasn't going to cook him anything. She says that she wasn't the type of woman who did whatever the man wanted, and that if he wanted, he could cook it himself. The man then says that she should go cook for him and asks what kind of woman she was. She says she was the type of woman who couldn't stand a man bossing her around, and then slaps him across the face. He then asks why the woman is treating him that way, but she says that she had already said that she was not his maid or his daughter, so that he could yell at her that way. Sometime later, the woman was leaving when the man asked her where she was going. She then says that she was going out with a friend to shop for clothes. The man then asks what her friend's name was, but she says it was for him to mind his own business. He says he just wanted to know who she was going to be with, but she doesn't care and leaves. He then goes after the woman and ends up discovering that she was cheating on him with another man. He then wonders how he can trade his wife for that woman who didn't want to be with him. The other woman then tells her lover that she couldn't stand being with the man anymore, because he was too unbearable. She says that the man wanted her to cook him food, and so her lover agrees, saying that he seemed like a horrible person. Sometime later, the man goes up to the woman and asks if they could talk. She said she had nothing to discuss with him as they had already ended their relationship. The man then says that he was mistaken in choosing another woman, as he had thought she was one thing, but she turned out to be another. He pleads with the woman so they can get back together, but she says they would never get back together. She said that after everything that happened between them, she learned to value herself and that he didn't deserve to be by her side. The woman says that she had done everything for the man to be happy with her, but that he didn't care about that and went to be with someone else. The man then asks her to forgive him and that they could get back together, but she says she wouldn't do that. At this moment, another man appears and hugs the woman. He asks who was that person she was talking to, and she says that was her ex-husband. The man then says that the woman had moved on with her life, and she says yes. She says she wouldn't wait for the man's other marriage to work out for him to come back to her, because as she had already said, he didn't deserve to be by her side. She says that she deserved better than him and that all she wants now is for him to be happy with someone else. They then leave and the man stands there crying, as he had lost both women.